Hey everybody, welcome back to Jeff Bull's Central. We're doing another game review for you today. This time we're checking out the new Prince of Persia game, The Lost Crown. Prince of Persia, The Lost Crown. I am a longtime Prince of Persia player. I seem to start most of my videos by saying that, but that's really only because I play what I like anyway. I don't, not obligated to play anything that I don't like. And certainly it bears more, this Prince of Persia bears more visual resemblance to the old classic Prince of Persia computer games of old that you would have played on your granddaddy's DOS machine or whatever in 1987. But it isn't though. Like it's a side scroller. That's the only thing it has in common. It's fast. It's actiony. It's kind of like a re-up. It's a re-promise. A new covenant with Prince of Persia fans, if you will, Lordy. All right, let's get this thing going. I was pleasantly surprised by this. I really was. It's harder than I thought it'd be. It actually does require a little bit of chops to get through. Chops I'm not sure I have at all times. I'm an average gamer. I never claimed to be anything but an average gamer. So I was pleased to see that it's actually a little bit difficult, and it actually does test your hand-eye coordination. And then I was also pleased to see that a lot of the puzzles, especially kind of in the mid to late game section, were really creative. Like they were really, really well thought out, and they tested my brain, and I felt rather accomplished when I beat it, which is what you're looking for in a puzzle of any sort. Is it as in-depth and creative and expansive as something like Hollow Knight? Not really. I'll name another one of this genre that I really like, which is Guacamelee and Guacamelee 2. That's kind of a weird one. That's not a purist one. I'm not going for the Metroid. That's okay. I'm not... Recognize the granddaddy. No problem there. But it is sort of a foregone conclusion at this point. No offense to Ubisoft at all, because I love Ubisoft just fine. But when Ubisoft can hedge their bets on what's going to be really, really fun, if not groundbreaking, that's fine. We'll take really, really fun. That's still a win in their category. And for a franchise that's essentially been on the back burner or just cold ever since Assassin's Creed became a thing, because in the history of this series, this was like the progenitor of Assassin's Creed, if you don't know that. But this is a good return to form. Ubisoft seemed to tease, and I think it's still, because I was on their website, on their product page the other day, looking up how to score this game for free on Ubisoft Plus, which is a nice boon, by the way, if you can make that happen for yourself. I happened to see that they're still listing the Sands of Time remake, so I thought they canceled that. That's what I had heard, but I guess I was wrong. So it's like, okay, cool, keep that coming. I came of age. I was a teenager, an older teenager, when the Sands games were coming out. I played the Sands of Time on GameCube. I loved it, and I played all three games on the various systems. I think I probably played a couple on Xbox or something. I'm playing this, by the way, on the Xbox Series X, which, by the way, is a bit of a mistake, because I feel like this is a side complaint about the Xbox controller. Not a big deal for this game, but I think the sticks are a little too loose on the old Xbox controller for a really tight. Should have played it on PlayStation. That's not a diss on Xbox for a Metroidvania style game. Could have used some tighter action, man. Anyways, what we have here is an evolution of the Prince of Persia series. Not much of an evolution of the Metroidvania genre. Is that the official thing? Are we calling it now? So it's kind of an average-ish game, but it's like on the better side of average-ish, if that makes sense. I like the challenge and the depth of some of the puzzles. I like feeling like a badass that I conquer like 20 feet of a running section that was just extremely difficult. I feel good. I like it. And the other thing that I really, really like about it is that it still references my favorite things about it. It still references the Sands of Time. Even though this character, Sargon, he's not the Prince of Persia. It still references the Sands, and it fills that action need. The other thing I like is that when you die, it's quick. It's you're out of your misery, and then you're back in the game almost immediately, almost as if you had pressed the button and the sands of time had spun time backwards. So this is kind of a short review. I mean, there's not much to this game. The map is really big, a lot bigger than I was expecting. There's tons of secrets and tons of things to find that will improve your gameplay. There's a market that you can engage in for upgrading all your weapons, buying talismans. The talismans are really cool. I like the fact that you can tweak the gameplay experience based on the talismans that you find, providing you have the talisman slots available on his necklace. I'm kind of a fan of this Prince of Persia. I am going to give Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown an 8 out of 10. I think it's definitely deserving of it. I think if we're going to get another Prince of Persia game, please next time, Ubi, if you're listening, I know you ain't. But if you're listening, let's go back to the 3D stuff. I think that would be good. But for a stopover for a new franchise, I'd definitely play a sequel of this. That's all I got. That's all I got. Prince of Persia: Lost Crown, 8 out of 10. Bye-bye. Yeah. Okay. Do me a favor, everybody. This is my newest musical release, Audiophile One. It is a remastered, resequenced, remade version of my first album that I put out, I guess about 4 years ago now. I always wanted it to sound a little bit better. I always wanted it to flow a little bit better, so that's what I've done here. You can check this out. Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Music, even here on YouTube. That's it. That's all I gotta say. I am spent, or spient. Is that the French? No, that sounds more German. A spinta. That's the Italian. Sorry if I just offended people.